Generic greetings and welcome to Adventure Call. My name is Falconhoof and I shall be your guide on your quest. Hang on, that's not right. Welcome to Satisfactory once again. In the previous episode, we were screwing around over here and managed to produce a lot of screws, which someone has put the calculation in the previous episode's comments, so I won't burden you with that one. Needless to say, it's about 12 a second and otherwise known as a lot. This bit here wasn't entirely working simply because it wasn't connected, so I've went and resolved that. Also, over there was some supply problems at the far end because I didn't use the right belt, but now that should be fine. So in this episode we want to produce at least one advanced thing. So let's just place a crafting bench down here and we'll have a look. So if we go down, we can see that we've got heavy modular frames, we've got the computers, and that would require circuit boards. So basically we want to produce by the end of this episode either computers or heavy modular frames. Now computers require plastic and screws, which we do have here. So plastic's over there, screws are here. It also requires some cable, which we do have down there, and we can bring it up and around. And we also need some circuit boards. Now we don't have those either, and the problem with circuit boards is that they require plastic, which we have onto the right, and some copper wire, which we have down there, so that'll require a split over there. So that's actually going to be quite a big task, so probably a 2-episoder on that one. But let's go down to the heavy modular frames. This requires screws, which we got a lot of here, which says we need some steel pipe, which we have a lot of on the right-hand side on the top plateau. We also have in case industrial beam requirements, which again we're producing on that plateau to the right. And finally, we need to produce modular frames, which we've got a lot of. So I think we're going to crack on with that. So let's do just that. Let's start making these heavy modular frames. I'm just going to run up the top here, and this is probably where we'll be placing the machinery to build all of that. Let's just actually have a quick look. So I'm going to go down to a manufacturer and I'm going to get this placed just so we have a look to see the sort of size and overall composition of the thing. Ooh, that's quite large, and there we go, our first assembly. It requires all sorts of machinery and equipment, but it's there. And oh, cool, there's like a window on the side. Excellent. I've never actually built one of these before in the game, so this is all new to me. So this thing can produce 4 items: heavy modular frames, computers, supercomputers, and also a high-speed connector. Today's beverage is coffee, black, no sugar. It's actually really strong. It's the one they'll give you. Anyway, let's not finish that sentence. So we've got heavy modular frames there, and that's what we'll be producing, which requires, you can see, modular frames 10 a minute, steel pipe 30 a minute, industrial beams 10 per minute, and screws 180 per minute. So, for this thing here, this is where we're producing our encased industrial beams. We're only producing 4 of those per minute, so that's nowhere near enough. What I'm going to do is just double check this, and we can see that we're probably on a 1-to-1 ratio, are we? That's going 10 a minute. That's producing 10 a minute, so we've got 20 on the go there. This thing is using a total of 16 a minute, so actually we can overclock this just a little bit, and I don't have the stuff to overclock it here. Because it's 16 from 20, so we can actually produce more of that if we do so desire. What I want to do first, though, is that is actually an issue. I've just thought there, because we're producing the steel, but we're not producing enough of it. Do we want to? Is it a supply problem? It's not really a supply problem, I don't think, although it could be from here. I think overclocking is in order, although that means also overclocking down the bottom there, so, okay. Right, well, I'll tell you what, we'll work on the premise that we're only going to be producing 1 modular frame. How much steel do I have on me? Nowhere near enough. Okay, that's going to be a problem. I think we can probably change some of this up to be... do I want to change one of these to be just steel beams? I think I sort of do. This is producing the steel pipe. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. You can see this goes up and around that way and then back over to produce stuff, but I don't think we need all of these producing that, simply because this box is full, although that will sort itself out once we get the belt down the bottom moving. But anyway, let's just work from here. So what I'm going to do is place, I'm going to change this over to produce, I'm going to take them and change that over to steel beams, and then we're going to produce steel beams from here, and then just place another box just for our own our own purposes. So let's just put that box in and around there. That should be satisfactory to you guys. And there we go. Right, so that's all producing, hopefully. Let's work our way down. We want to do a couple of things. We want to gather the resources for overclocking. We also want to preemptively eat a berry because we're going to break our legs. And then we want to start bringing some more resources up and around. So, oh, by the way, you can see on the current milestone top right there, jetpack, we got 50 out of the 50 motors required. Computers and other, yeah, we'll get to that eventually anyway. Right, so in the storage container we have nothing of note. I want to sort my bag and then pick up from here the stuff for overclocking. So there we are. We also want to... do I want to take anything else? Don't think I do. Okay, so up and around. I need to dodge around here. This is where we've got some of the some of these modular frames, but quite frankly, this is legacy product. All of this, we don't really use this for its original purpose, because that is producing the modular frames. However, the bit up there is the one that's producing the majority of them. I'm just going to take some of this stuff here because we're going to use those resources for the transport. This is waiting for some iron plates, and I'm going to just dump some iron plates in there because, quite frankly, I've got a lot of it on my person. Right, so sort all that, but then we'll crack on over here. Obviously, loads of screws going up and round and producing that stuff, but as I said, that's not something that we really are too concerned about. What really is our concern is trying to get these resources here up and around. So, we know that there is a pipe coming down over here. Let's have a quick look. Let's double check over here, and it's a bit of a spaghetti factory. Yeah, there we go. There's the pipes coming down on that section there, which goes on that resource spiral. So we just need to follow that back up. That's what we need to do. So we're gonna come from here, and we only need the belt Mark IIs, which is handy because I don't want to use any more steel beams because, well, we already have quite a few. And this is going to do a couple of things in and around the factory. It's going to start making the resources flow again, because at the moment you can see that resources for the pipes are not doing anything. That's because we're producing pretty much everything we need there, and also it's just not working because it's full. The box is full, so none of these machines are working. But as soon as we come along here, it's probably going to change all that. So let's just follow this round and across to just say this top bit here, and then down to here, and then this is where we need to think about stacking. So we need to go to number 4 here, and we're going to stack that there, and then we're going to stack that there, and luckily it did manage to place. And then we'll say that over to there, which is possible, and I'm going to hopefully not fly off the edge when I stand on this. You can see there is some movement there, and okay, careful now, we're on the edge, and then we'll place it to there, and this will transport us along. Please don't fling me off the edge. It's flung me off the edge, and I'm getting dragged into the top of this now, and this is just suboptimal on so many levels, but we are now pretty much sorted. Okay, so we're going to place this in there, and then the rest of it shouldn't be required. So did I use belt 3 there? I did use belt 3. My mistake. Let's get rid of that. We want to go belt Mark IIs there. So there to there, there to... I'm going to have to be careful here. I need to jump and connect. And there we go. And then we can pretty much do this from down below, I believe, now. So that one... Hang on. Why is that belt disappearing? That's the level 5 belt that actually has a cloaking device on it. Anyway, so into there, and we're going to use our resource spiral once again. Didn't expect this thing to be such a big part of the factory, nor did I expect it to be as universal as what it is, because at the moment we can get pretty much anything up and around here, which is fantastic. And, oh, hang on, someone's made a bit of a mistake, have they? Actually, no, I don't think I have. Let me just check. Oh, yep, I definitely made a mistake. I am stuck. No, actually, I think we're okay. The problem is now building this while you're on this side of it. Although I think I can manage it. And no, good grief. And that's right, it goes up at a bit of a sharp angle, doesn't it? Up to there, and then what I'll do is I'll preemptively fall off. There we go. And that's fine, I think. And we can see the resources flowing now, actually. The resources are flowing, and this is just going to be a nightmare on So many levels. So from this is where it gets really difficult because you have to connect all these up and not crash off the edge. There and then we're actually at the max height of this thing now. So one to there, and technically we don't really need another one because we can just sort of loop it round to the left, and that is handy because we currently don't have any concrete to build the rest of it. So you know, we got that at least. So on here and then up and around, and we can either well, where do we need to bring it? We need to bring it pretty much to there anyway. So just looping back round to there is more than sufficient. But I do need some more concrete anyway, so I will go ahead and try and get over there, and it's just not going to happen, is it? So I'm going to instead jump here and then run along the belt, even though it's got resources flowing there, and then off it. Okay. Nom nom nom. Right, so concrete is over here. We have a lot of it. This thing is not producing anywhere near as fast as I would like. I'm going to overclock it to 150%, which obviously is going to use more beams than we're producing, but it's just, you know, at least it'll go through the backlog if nothing else. We will pick up all of that concrete because loads of it's going to flow anyway, so we don't really have any problem there. We are producing 6 a minute. I'd like to get that to 10 a minute, but then again, as I said, it's going to be a problem with all of this, so we'd need overclocking on here and here, because these are producing 10 beams a minute, and we are using 24 a minute. So we're actually using 4 more than we have, so we need to overclock these, which means they want to have to overclock these, and since they're on a pretty much direct 1-to-1 ratio with the miners, we'd have to overclock that as well, and that would mean 2, 4, 5 overclocking, and we have 4 power shards, so I guess that's not going to happen. So let's go here and pick up this concrete once again. I think we probably will follow this path. Oh, do we want to follow it back over? I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to, really. I think just bring it down, bring it across direct is probably the right call. As with everything, none of this is totally permanent. We can always change things if need be. I'm going to bring it along here, like so. And oh, this is a good question actually. How do magnets work? No, I mean the thing is, what's the deal with the pipes? Currently, we have a lot of pipe work, and the pipe goes up and around that way, but we have the pipes coming off here as well. So these are completely full. We could split it off there and work on that. We could also split it. We could split that up and then bring it round a similar way that we've just got it. So what we'd do is we'd spur that off, split it, and then put it back on the line. And then we then bring it round, just following this, you see. And then that'll go into this one here, into this manufacturer. That is a possibility. I think it's a 2-sip problem, this one. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Modular frames, steel pipe, encased beams and screws. So from this side we can bring the screws anywhere. It's because that's what we'll be doing. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to then place it directly anywhere. Manufacturer, just jump on here. That's where we've got these beams, you see. And we'll rotate it round, so the entrance for one of those is about there, I think, and then we'll have the belt mark 2s, which will go into there, like so, and that's going to be our, that's going to be the reinforced or encased industrial beams. That's fine. We then have to have pipe, frames, screws, or some combination therein. So let's. Oh, do we do that, or do I work on the pipe from here? To be fair, there's pipe coming out here anyway, isn't there? It seems sort of pointless to do that then. The issue is load balancing, and with the best will in the world, I really can't remember how we balanced that. Like, I don't know if that was 100% like on the nose. But quite frankly, that's what we're going to do. Because that has now got 2 of our 4 resources here. Steel pipe and the encased industrial beam. That's what we've got in here at the moment. Let's just get some power in this thing. So that's okay. That box is full, so I'm not really going to complain too much. Right, let's bring the resources down. So it's these ones here. I think we can safely say that we don't need it going that distance. We need to bring it from there and then down here. Or do you want to bring it? Yeah, down here is fine. To there, and then to there. Down and round. Curve it, and then is that? Oh, it's way too close. Sometimes you lose the perspective of things. And then it's just screws, so let's work on that. So screws need to go in there. How many does it require? 180 a minute. Okay. And crunch. Right. Oh, we've already got overclocking on these. Ah, so in that case, we should be okay to the left. Okay, I'll have to sort that out. We might change that up. I'm going to get rid of this because it's quite frankly making noise. So let's see, 180 a minute. I believe each one of these produces 90 a minute. Is that correct? It is correct. So we only need one of these boxes going over there. Okay. Right. So number 5. Ah. No. No. More speed is needed, I think. Yes, we need conveyor belt Mark 3s on this one, which is a shame. So I'm going to come across to out there, come down to here. That's a weird bug. And I mean an actual bug that was, you know, going around the place, not a bug that's a problem. I'm going to delete that for reasons that will hopefully become clear in but a moment. Place that in there, then another one on top, and then another one on top. I will have to delete that as well. Because this one was never built to be stacked up. So I'll place one there and one there. Oh, I'm missing an item. And I'm also missing the item that I need to make. The item that makes items. There we go. Iron rod. And that gets some resource out my inventory anyway that I didn't really want to keep. Okay. So we'll line that up. Roughly, you understand. And what resource? I think it was the belt tier 2s on the bottom, was it? I think it was tier 2s on the bottom. So there to there. There to there. And then I'll connect that up in but a moment. Number 3. Mark 3's there. Mark 3's. And only 18 steel left in my bag. And that is now connected back up. So there's the tier 2 belt. So the supply of... yeah, you can still see that we don't use much of that. It's because of this. We're not producing as much. Is that a problem? No, we've got loads of steel ingots. Let's get a cheeky overclock on that. Cheeky overclock. Cheeky overclock. And I don't think these are overclocked. Oh, they double overclocked. 60 a minute. Oh, good grief. So let's just, yeah, just make it work harder then. Okay, so there's no way I can pick up any resources from that side simply because it's full. This, however, that's why we placed that one there at the start of the episode, because we really needed those steel bits. So let's go over here and bring it along. We're not going to double stack this. I'm not going to go ahead and rip all this up just to put it back down. That's of no interest. We do want to follow the path roughly, you understand. Didn't bring it up there because it looked cool. And then this should be about it. That should be it. This should now start... Well, production should now begin. There's our screws coming along at a nice rate. And they're going to start going inside. Is it going to produce? Can we get an area that's not just completely shiny on one side? No power. No power. There's resources going in. Is there a ladder on the side? There's not a ladder on the side. That's a new one. There's not a ladder anywhere on that. Oh, okay. Strange. Oh, hang on. Production has begun. FICSIT manufacturing something. Hang on. Organization lookout tower. Can't wait to get this jetpack. Nope. Excellent. You can't look from down there. From up top. Well, it's manufacturing. And we should now have... Yes, heavy modular frames. Only 2 a minute, but it's got something going for it. More and more. Don't know if we have the supply for that much, but we will try. And at least, if nothing else, we have it producing, even at a very, very, very limited level. But that is of great success. I think we can mark that down as. We don't exactly need tier 3 belts for that output there. And there is our first automated frames. First automated heavy modular frames. Happy. Good. So, that has been of some success. We now have the modular frames being produced, and that means that our milestone of jetpack is well on the way. So, next couple of episodes, and it will be a couple of episodes, we want to work on computers, and, well, not unless they go down, you understand. Which has been the bane of my existence the last couple of months. Anyway, I digress. So, computers require many resources that we have in and around the place. Plastic, yes, it's over on the left-hand side. Screws, we've already producing those. We've got enough of those, I think. Cable, we're producing that, and also circuit boards. We are not producing that. Circuit board requires the wire and plastic, so we need to get that up and running first. So, we'll see how we get on with that one. Let's just double check this. It does seem to be that there is a good flow of that one, and we're producing 4 of those a minute. Excellent. We also need some more... Well, ideally, we need some more power slugs, but that's a whole different ball game. So, next episode, as I said, crack on, and we'll hopefully get well on the way towards computers. As always, hope you have enjoyed the episode and the series thus far. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.